Oh, we're live. Listen to us.
Wodapalooza workout number
Three. Workout number 3. All right, so this is going to be a full run through of the workout. I have good old Matthew Gilpin judging this. I have a few athletes doing this. He has a few athletes as well. And so we kind of wanted to just give you some tips and tricks as to what happened.
Relay some knowledge from a master and a not so master.
Yeah, no, I mean, so looking at this, I knew I could probably hang on for the whole thing from the 7-12 to 50, just not sure how long of a break after the lunge I would need going into the devil press. Now, looking back at it, the third round just gets spicy, like from a metabolic perspective and even just like leg, like feeling like dense, heavy weight, which really started to add up towards the end.
Do you think that middle round was the worst? That was what I thought was going to be really bad for people, was just that middle, like 12 thrusters and probably that third round of devil's press.
Yeah, I think for me, it was honestly going into the third round. The reps just didn't add up enough, right? Like in that second round, it was still only 24 thrusters at that point. So it didn't really seem to be much of a difference. But I think definitely getting into that third round, it really starts to make a difference. I think playing with the hand position of the dumbbells, I try to just roll them almost like all the way into my neck and try to relax my grip as much as possible. Really try to let me just recover in a sense, but I wasn't really recovering. I tried to keep a small break here, but
yeah, essentially, like when I looked at this, I thought, oh man, like you got to hold onto those dumbbells for the whole 3 rounds. It's a lot of reps. So if you can find a place where you can sort of flash and open your hands, whether it's at the top of the devil's press here, it's at the top of the thrusters, or if you can almost just relax your hands on the lunge, that's probably your best bet for trying to just alleviate a little bit of the grip tension that's going to come from this.
Yeah, I mean, I think also too, right, the better front rack position you can get into, the easier it's going to make it from that position. I also think from pointing out, like, really try to get your heart rate up for this. Like, it was a little more metabolic than I think you might be aware of going into it. The devil press start to just slow the speed. Even the second round, you can already start to tell. But if you know you can't go unbroken from the 7 directly into the 12, take your break at 6, shake it out for a second, whatever you need, and then go into your 7th one, being ready to hopefully knock out 12 unbroken thrusters. If not, maybe I would say maybe a 10. So you do your 1 devil press, then into 10 thruster break, go 2, and then into the lunge, something like that.
I think workouts like this, where it is essentially the same implement but just different movements, it helps to complete, the devil's press and then start work on the thrusters and have a break somewhere in there, rather than going devil's press break, thrusters break, lunge break. It just saves you some of these little transitions that you can essentially cut out and save just a little bit of time. It also helps keep some momentum going when it does get pretty painful, because you've done X amount of reps.
Yeah, so getting into this third round, especially right now too, I was like, oof, all right, I'm feeling this a little bit. I feel like my training hasn't really been super consistent lately. So this was the point where I felt like this was definitely more of the fitness aspect was kind of kicking in right here. But just knowing like it's only 7 and 12 reps. Like when you're really looking at it, it's not that many. And it's very easy to mentally at this point just kind of like slow the cadence a little more than you want. But just knowing you're almost done. Like you have like a minute and a half of work left. Try to stay on that pace and really just grind through it. Like even I think when you said 5, I was like, oh boy, come on.
Yeah. It's just trying to get to that like next movement as fast as possible. Because on the devil's press, once you clear 4, you've only got 3 left, and it might seem like a lot, but if you can just focus on trying to get to the next movement, especially on that last round, and have like a positive conversation with yourself about where you're at, what's coming next, and don't feel sorry for yourself. Just focus on trying to complete the task that you're on. I think that helps a lot with these kind of workouts where it's painful but over quickly.
Yeah, and for all of you about to go into this, knowing this final set of thruster, I definitely could have broke this up if I was not in a good headspace going into it. Like it is one that like kind of makes you question where the reps aren't too much to where you might need to break, but they're also short enough to where it is doable to maintain unbroken. I know I got right to around this point, started turning, and Matt's like, you better go to stay sub 5.
Yeah, I think you had 20 seconds left. It was like 4:40.
And yeah, so then here we are coming up to the final lunge set. And this is it. Cross the line. I think it was
there.
453.
Yeah.
Is what it ended up being. I mean, I think really warm up, get your grip, hips, glutes, everything kind of like primed and ready to go, and then be ready to really, I think, just dig in and hang on for longer than what you think.
Yeah, 100%. I think if you're coming into this and you are not breathing heavy before you start, you're going to have a hard time.
There it is, 543.
Hell yeah.